She will not be able to control him because the prince's life was going to be busy anyway. This was his 10th life as the emperor's son in a new world, a life where mixed blood could live a good and pleasant life and enjoy every day with women and fulfill all his desires. With the emperor's blood, he was at least guaranteed comfortable conditions. He dreamt of eternal travels and hunts, but at the same time, he was lying on his bed and cheering up his mother by making sounds. His mother thought that Ariel seemed happy and carefree, but still she was a little sad. If she had the power, she would have been able to protect him from everything. She was sad thinking all this. Ariel listened to the power and thought that she understood the reason for her mother's worry. Not having the right to the throne was a weakness. No one understands the needs of weak people. No one stands up for weak people, but Ariel was not worried. Her warrior past had taught her that being weak is never an option. Months later, when Ariel was sleeping, his mother was mesmerized by seeing him. She was so impressed by his beauty that she noticed that his hair color was exactly like hers. But she thought that if his hair was like his father's, everything would have been easy. At that moment, a maid came to her and told that her carriage has arrived. She kissed her son and said, "Don't miss me, I will be back soon." As soon as everyone left, Ariel woke up and thought that his act of sleeping was quite convincing. He made a slight sound but then became silent. He was hoping that the nanny would not come running to him because ever since he became a baby, he did not get a moment's peace. Everyone kept an eye on him, but now that he was alone, he thought of taking advantage of this opportunity. His future depended on him. Since he was a prince only in name, he wondered if there was any ancestral power in the emperor's blood. If yes, then he will have to learn and use it. He concentrated and tried to gather all his power. He knew that this world is ruled only by the strongest people. Until you are not strong, people are not afraid to oppose you, but when you are strong, no one dares to oppose you. Ariel had the experience of his previous 100 lives, so even though he was in the body of a baby, he could accumulate strength. This meant that power was available. He remembered his 30th life. In that life, he had learned a technique called Chance King. This method allowed him to train innate chi and original chi simultaneously. He thought that he should practice the skills of his other lives as well, even though he was in the body of a child. No one could even imagine that a child of this age would be training. If Ariel perfected this technique by the age of 10, he would have internal chi equivalent to a 60-year-old, and when he would be 20, he would have chi equivalent to a 180-year-old. Ariel kept concentrating on the energy because this was only the first stage of training, but he knew that after crossing this hurdle, he could still train while the nanny was carrying him in her arms. Then Ariel decided to speed up the energy flow throughout his body to gather all the energy. He felt the energy throughout his body, but his head started throbbing. He decided to release all the energy, and in the process he screamed. His nanny immediately ran to see if everything was okay, but Ariel had pretended that he was sleeping. The maid saw that everything was okay and got a little confused because she thought she heard a sound. She thought that maybe it was time to change the dye. New line. Ariel just wanted to stay away from him and not touch him because touching him would make all his stored energy disappear. She prayed to herself that this would not happen, and her prayers were answered. The nanny saw that everything was okay and thought that maybe he was having a nightmare. As soon as the nanny left, Ariel felt like a power plant. She thought that she had amplified the energy, but her body was burning. She felt that she had a fever. It can be fatal for babies, but still he persisted because he felt that it is better to die than to live under someone's control. He kept working hard to get maximum energy for Acumatica so that she can live a prosperous life. Meanwhile, the maid also heard some sound and ran to his room. She saw that Ariel was sweating a lot. The maid did not understand because a few minutes ago he was sleeping peacefully. The maid decided that she should give him an herbal bath. As soon as she went to prepare the bath, Ariel suddenly woke up and looked around with happiness in his eyes. He had achieved hyper-evolution prefrontal lobe. When the maid came back, she asked how Ariel was. The maid saw that Ariel was happy and she breathed a sigh of relief. Ariel thought that his nanny did not have any affinity with Moana. Now his new technique allowed him to detect and absorb Moana from the atmosphere. Now Ariel could easily absorb energy from Acumatica. A smile came on his face. He realized that in just 3 years, he would accumulate so much energy that most of the people of the world could not even imagine. Ariel's strength will be equal to that of adults. When he turns 10, there will be less than 10 people in this world who will be able to defeat him. Ariel thought that the day should come soon when he becomes so strong that he can live like a king. Now 5 months had passed since Ariel's birth. Due to the Moana absorption technique, his physical capabilities were increasing rapidly. His inner energy was opening up much faster than children. Although right now he was just crawling on the ground, he did not stop his efforts. He thought that soon his power level would increase so much that he would be able to float in the air. At the same time, suddenly he started rising above the maid, but it was not his strength but his mother who picked him up in her lap. His mother gave him a toy which he had expected. She gave him a rattle. At first Ariel did not react, but when he saw his mother's dispeter, he immediately started playing with that rattle. From outside he looked happy, but inside he was feeling ashamed of his action. Seeing his happiness, his mother and maid started laughing. Lavanna said. She happily said that she will play a lot with Ariel. The maid praised his reactions. His mother called him beautiful and asked who he was like. Ariel liked it when he was praised. He felt that he was like his mother. However, he thought that getting love was a luxury which he would cherish this time. But then Ariel's expression changed. His mother could not understand what he wanted. Actually, Ariel wanted only one thing: food. Tears started flowing from his eyes and he tried to express this with his whole gesture. Immediately the nanny guessed that Ariel was hungry. Ariel became happy and said to himself that his nanny is the best. Immediately he was given milk. When our hero was busy drinking milk, the conversation was on the financial situation. The nanny and Lady Lavanna were discussing that it is important to feed the prince well, but the funds were constantly decreasing. This year the budget for the maintenance of the mansion was cut a lot. Even raising a child was becoming difficult. Ariel remembers Ariel said that some time ago she had heard such things from the maids. Lady Lavanna had to make significant savings on her food. She had no other option. Ariel could not believe it. She thought that such things could not be true in a prince's house. But Lady Lavanna always remained positive. She said that even though the situation is bad, at least they are. Soldiers was not reduced. Hearing this, Ariel started thinking whether the situation is really so bad. He understood that his mother was just a concubine power and had no status. Even though she gave birth to a prince, Ariel did not consider himself a prince. He thought that if nothing was done, something bad would definitely happen. Ariel could not believe that a prince would be allowed to die in childhood. Lavanna was not even given a chance to meet the king. She used to say that it is impossible to meet the king because he is very busy. Now Ariel started understanding everything. Her mother used to go to meet the king again and again in the carriage, but she did not get success. Ariel could not understand that the king was so worried about the mother of his own child. How can a noble woman behave so cruelly with him? His mother had already suffered a lot. Ariel started crying. The nanny put him in his mother's lap. Ariel wanted to help his mother even though he was a child, but he knew that he could do something. The whole matter was of lack of money. New expenses like heating were added in winter. He thought how he could help. He remembered one thing. Coal is a carbon structure like diamonds, and he saw that his mother had precious stones. So these two would be very valuable in this world. But his legs were so short that he could not get out of the bed. He had to think of something else. Ariel realized that he had so much power that he could free himself. He thought that he could fly and reach his destination. He saw that there was coal lying in the fireplace and no one used it much. This was perfect for him. He thought that he could convert this coal into diamonds. He immediately started working. Ariel used the necessary materials to transform the coal. He prepared the temperature and pressure. He used all his power and increased his inner energy. He knew that if it worked, his mother would be very happy. Ariel wanted only one thing: to see his mother happy and make her life better. With this thought in mind, he saw smoke coming out of the chimney and realized that he had succeeded. He had made a very beautiful and sparkling diamond. He was sure that now he could help his mother. Now he just had to find a way to deliver it to her. When the maid came to Ariel's room in the morning, she saw that Ariel was not on his bed. She wondered how Ariel could come down from such a high bed. The maid also thought that Ariel must have been on the cold floor all night. She picked him up in her lap and saw that he was dirty. There was a mess everywhere in the room. The fireplace and carpet were all scattered. The maid said that now Ariel cannot be allowed to stay on the cold floor anymore, but Ariel was thinking that now there is no need to worry. Then the nanny saw that there was something in Ariel's mouth. She asked Ariel, "What is your mouth? What is in it? You should not put anything in your mouth." But as soon as Ariel opened her mouth, She saw that it was a diamond. The maid could not understand where this diamond came from. She thought if it was lying on the ground, but she was the one who looked after the treasury and there was no diamond missing. She hugged Ariel and thanked her. Ariel was thinking how happy her mother would be to see this. With the help of this diamond, carts full of goods started coming to the palace. So much wood came that the winter could be spent comfortably. General provisions were also available. This diamond was so valuable that it covered the living expenses of 5 years. Lavanna asked if we did the right thing, whether this belonged to someone else. The maid said this cannot be possible because this palace was built 100 years ago when Lady Lavanna had not even come here. Everyone thought that it was God's